Hello YouTubers, welcome back to my channel. This is my 5th week of retirement, and now that I'm no longer collecting an income, I'm even more conscious about how I'm spending my money, what I'm spending it on, how much I'm spending. If you want to manage your money better, then you need to do this too. Even though I was able to save almost $40,000 a year for the last 6 years, 45% of my income, I didn't feel like I was being frugal. I didn't feel like I was scrimping, saving, sacrificing, because I just stopped being ridiculous with my money. It wasn't that I didn't spend money on anything. It's just I became more intentional with what I wanted to do, and I became more honest with myself of stop buying things because you think you're going to need them in the future or you're planning on doing something. Stop buying things that you're not going to use now. Stop all that stuff. For me, that was a huge part of how I was wasting money. I bought things for projects that I was going to do 10 years from now. I don't know how I got into that mode of spending, but I just bought things to have an extra one. If I couldn't find my tape measure, the next 5 times I went to Home Depot, I bought an extra tape measure. And now I have 6 of them. And you know what? There were times when I still couldn't find it. I've come to the conclusion that it would definitely be beneficial for me to track my spending and see what exactly I'm spending my money on. The thing about my retirement, mini retirement, retirement trial, whatever I might call it, I'm not really sure. The less I spend, or the slower I burn through the money that I've set aside for the time that I take off, the longer I can take off. So between my savings and the money that I have in a federal money market, which is kind of the same as cash, I have almost $40,000. If I can make that last a year, then great, I can take a year off. If I can cut my expenses even more and make it last a year and a half, then even better, I can take more time off and try to figure out what I'm going to do, or just not have to go back to work so soon. If you're in a position where you're just trying to save money, you're getting to the point where you're looking at retirement in the future, or maybe taking some time off of work in the future, then tracking your expenses is also going to help you out. Like I used to say at work, if you're not measuring it, there's no way you can manage it. If you don't know what's happening in your life, the things that you're trying to accomplish, if you're not keeping track of that and paying attention to it, then there's no way you're going to really change it effectively. I mean, you can say, I don't really know what I'm spending, but I'm going to try to spend less this year, and whatever I have left over, I'll save. That's probably not going to get you where you want to go. Being specific about it, knowing what you spend your money on, and looking at it at the end of the month and saying, wow, I spent a lot of money on this, and that really doesn't do a lot for me. The better you track things, the better you can manage your life. The expenses that I did track, I tracked the big things, and I'll put this list up and I'll show you what I did track. Things like utilities, taxes, insurance, car payments, those were pretty much fixed costs. I mean, they might change year to year, but month to month, they're pretty much going to be the same. Those were the easy things to track. Things like food and gas and what I spent on the dogs, those are estimations. They're not exactly. I did not track that money exactly. And above and beyond what you see from my expenses, I also spend about $15,000 a year on other things. I mean, I can look at my credit card and it'll show where I spent it: Amazon, Lowe's, Tractor Supply, Walmart, but it doesn't really show what I bought. And I don't know what I spend that much money on. I haven't done well at tracking the way I spend money. I didn't do terrible. I mean, I do know my baseline expenses. but I still spent a lot of money that I don't know where it went. So the goal for going forward from now on, at least for a year, is to really track my expenses and see exactly what I'm spending money on. Be frugal with what you can be frugal with, and the things that you don't want to be frugal with, go ahead and spend the money. Enjoy your life. That's the way I look at it. The other thing that I save a lot of money on is home maintenance and repairs. I can fix a lot of things myself. I can do a lot of things myself. And if I can't, if I don't have any experience on it, I just go to YouTube. If you're trying to save money, you don't have to be frugal about everything. You don't have to give up everything. Look at the way you're spending money and see if everything that you're spending money on is really giving you the enjoyment, the value that it's costing. If there's things that you can go without and it's not really going to affect your life that much, it's not going to change your life, do it. Try it. Go without a few things here and there and see if it really makes your life better or worse. There's a lot of things that we're all addicted to, that we all get and use all the time, that we would honestly be better off without those things. So if you're buying a lot of comfort and convenience, think about cutting those out first. If you're buying a lot of things that are bad for your health, tobacco, alcohol, crappy food. For me, the less I spend, the longer it is before I have to go back to work. Maybe for you, the less you spend, the more you can start saving, and down the road, you might be able to take a mini vacation. You might be able to retire earlier than you ever thought you could. It's really about trying to get value for your money. Instead of just spending on whatever catches your eye, think about whether that purchase is worth the life energy that you put into making that money. I really didn't start saving until I was 50. And now in my later 50s, 56, it's making a huge difference in my life. I'm so glad I started then. I am no financial expert by any means. I was good at saving money for the last 6 years. And I saved up enough in the last 6 years so that I could leave the workforce for a while and do something else with my life. And I am so grateful about that. I'm so grateful that I started saving when I did, so that I could take this time off now and at the very least enjoy the summer. Possibly take even more time than that off and change my life. I'm not a financial expert, but I can give you this advice. I'm not going to tell you what to spend money on, what not to spend money on. I'm not going to say that you can stop buying coffees and make $1 million in 20 years. That's not how it works. But the advice you need to take is think about how you're spending money. Make some changes, spend less, save more, invest what you save, and you'll have a better life. I want to leave you with this other thought about money. It's been said that money is a harsh master. If you let money be your master, you're going to be led around like a dog on a leash for the rest of your life. You're always going to be scrambling, trying to make money. On the other hand, if you learn how to master money, if you get money under your control, it's like any other tool. If you get good at using that tool, it'll make your life easier and better. So save and invest. I'll see you later.